Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Equilinox. In the last episode, we made our very first grasslands biome and filled it to the brim with little bouncy sheep. Unfortunately, quite a few of them have passed away due to various strains on their lifespans, so I think today we're going to have to buckle down to make this place a bit more inhabitable. The grass is doing a pretty good job spreading, but maybe if we make the grasslands even bigger, it wouldn't cause such a problem with the population density. It seems like that's really causing quite a few of our sheep some stress, so we'll see if we can maybe spread the grass around today. I think the trees are even coming down too. Oh my gosh. One right after the next. This one's just about to pass away as well, I think. Well, that's not good. Maybe we want to throw some more of these trees down first then. I see a couple more popping up in the meantime, but it would probably be better for us to have a wider selection of trees anyways. We actually unlocked this birch tree in the last episode, and we never placed one down. So let's go ahead and plop our first one right here. There we go. Maybe it'll even spread into a little birch forest as this place continues to grow. We'll place another one over on the other side, and then let's make sure that we plop some more of those oak trees in here too. I wonder if there's a different type of tree that we can turn it into? If we can mutate it into a different species, maybe. We'll have to check out their tabs, but first I kind of wanted to go back to our sheep, because while I was editing the last episode, I noticed there were quite a few interesting things we could do with them. So if we could find Elliot, that would actually make me pretty happy. Elliot is going to be our chosen one. Here he is, poor little Elliot, the orphan sheep. And as you can see, that population density is starting to wear him down. But before we go ahead and work on that, let's go to the traits panel, I think? Because this is where we can change their selective breeding options. So we have size and color. Color is something that we had for the plants too, and there are plenty of different colors to choose from, especially for these sheep. I think it would be fun to choose some different colors. We have lilac, we have light pink, but they are quite expensive too. We only have about 4,000 of these points to work with right now. And what really interests me are these other options: disease resist, speed, and bounce power. We can actually make our sheep even more bouncy than they already are. So how does this work? We can increase it by a certain percent. Oh, and it gets quite expensive too. Well, let's go ahead and knock it up a couple of percent, maybe 3% for now. We'll buy that for Elliot, and that means that his babies should be the bounciest sheep in the entire grasslands. So let's go ahead and check out our task menu next to see what we have to work on today. Let's start with the wheat breeder first. That might be a good way to help ensure our sheep's happiness too. You can use your current wildlife to unlock new species. Select a grass tuft in the world and go to the Evolution tab. You can then pay some DP to start evolving the wheat species. You'll need to meet certain requirements for the evolution process to progress. In this case, you'll need some stones nearby. Ah, good, and we just unlocked the stones too. So let's choose some of the grass on the edges of the territory. That way we're not going to change everything over to wheat. I think this should be the evolution tab, and if we click on this, it looks like we need 3 stones nearby to start the process. So let's start dropping down some stones next to all of these little grass tufts. I guess anywhere will probably do. That's gotta be close enough for this grass. And now let's see if it worked. Can we evolve this now? It does have a different color to its name, so I'll bet that means we can start breeding. Excellent. So maybe when this fills up, that's going to turn into a little wheat plant. Or maybe it'll start spreading wheat all around this area. Ooh, a strange daisy has been born with an unusual mutation? Did we start breeding different daisies? Or is this still our light blue daisy? Interesting. I guess some of our daisies must still have those genes hidden away then, because I don't think we selected any new daisies with those traits. Oh, Elliot, do you have some babies? Oh my goodness, I think these must be his babies. Gucci, Jamie, and Gucci. They actually do look like they might be a little bit bouncier. Especially this one. Is there any way that we can tell? Maybe if we go into their traits tab too? 21 boings? while Elliot only had 20, so these two are definitely receiving a bit of a boost. I think this one right here, which one were you? Gucci, of course. He's a little bit faster too, but his disease resist has actually gone down. So I guess by messing with certain traits, we're also affecting the rest. We're definitely going to have to keep that in mind. We don't want all of our poor little sheep passing away just because we want them to be super, super bouncy. Now, unfortunately, our grass tuft has passed away in the meantime, so we're going to have to make sure that we pick a grass tuft that's a little bit healthier to evolve. Maybe this one will work? Or maybe we should choose a grass tuft that's a bit closer to the center? No, all of them seem to be struggling. Maybe we just have to go with one that's a bit more new? Let's try this one right here if it'll let us. Yeah, it's only been paused, so at least we don't have to start over, and we're over halfway done to evolving this into some wheat. And while that's going on, is there anything else that we can take a look at? Any other task that we could try to complete? We have the Grassy Plains task next. Start breeding and diversifying the grasslands, plants, flowers, and trees to create some beautiful and lush meadows. Unlock new species using the evolution system by meeting the breeding requirements for the new species. So it wants us to have 3 red maple trees, 3 wobbly trees, and 4 wild mints in the world. And it looks as if our wheat has successfully evolved. Yeah, it's starting as brand new little seeds. Oh, I think it is anyways. Oh, can we move them? I don't think I clicked to pick it up, but I guess we'll move it over here. Maybe that'll be a better location for it, somewhere that's actually inside the grass. Can't imagine it would grow too well in that barren landscape beyond. So I'll bet that these oak trees are probably the ones that we can evolve into the red maples. Let's see if we can pick a nice healthy one for that too. If we go to the evolution tab. Oh, it looks like we can make apple trees, sycamore trees, and elm trees instead. So what about the birch tree? Oh, there's the red maple and the wobbly tree as well. Well, you know, I wouldn't mind actually making some apple trees if we can. We do have just about enough of these points, and we know that the sheep like to eat fruit every now and then, so this may actually make them happier. Oh, but we don't have the right biome for it. This isn't considered a forest because there aren't enough trees here, of course. So maybe we're going to have to plant some more oak trees to make it happy. We'll spread a couple of little saplings around here, and then let's go back to our grass. I think it's about time that we start spreading the grasslands up on top of this hill. We do have to be mindful of the altitude though. Certain trees prefer certain heights. And there we go, looks like our wheat breeding was a success. Is this our little wheat down here? I think it might be. And it looks like it is definitely spreading. So pretty soon our sheep are going to have some wheat fields to frolic around in. So let's see what that's going to unlock us next. Oh, it's going to unlock a chicken? And seaweed too. That's kind of an interesting mix. And it looks like the task for that is going to be the chicken farm task. Create a suitable area for chickens to live in where they have enough food to survive and are satisfied with their environment. Then you can add your first chickens into the world. So I wonder what the chickens are going to prefer. Surely it's going to be the wheat that we just grew. Maybe if we click on them, we'll be able to get a bit of information before we place them down. The chicken is a simple bird which enjoys spending its days wandering around pecking out wheat seeds. Chickens also lay eggs which hatch into chicks after a while. The chickens prefer to live in grassy areas where there aren't many trees, and are often hunted by various predators. So it might not enjoy roaming around with all of these oak trees and birch trees. I guess that means we'll have to set up a brand new field for them. And since this is where our wheat is spreading anyways, I guess that this is where we're going to do that. So it prefers the grasslands, the forests, and the woodlands, but its favorite biome is of course the grasslands. It actually dislikes trees, and it eats wheat and barley. Alright. Well, that seems easy enough. And it flees from predators too. Is that considered an ability? What do the sheep have as an ability then? I don't think we ever clicked on that tab. Sleeps at night and flees from predators. Excellent. Well, they all do seem to be fast asleep. So does that mean that the chickens are never ever going to sleep? They're just too terrified of being hunted down by these predators that we haven't unlocked. We haven't checked out the evolution trees of these animals either. And it looks as if these sheep can evolve into wild boars. Oh, deer? And goats as well? Even camels and warthogs? Oh, the deer would be so pretty. We would have to make this biome into more of a woodland for that, and we would definitely need to make sure that we have some fruit for them to eat. Well, one thing at a time, I guess. Let's make sure that we have a place to set our little chickens down. So if we go ahead and spread some more of this grass all up the side of this mountain here, and it actually seems to be spreading pretty well anyways. My only concern is that it's not quite as green as it is right next to the water. I wonder if that's actually the water itself making this place a bit more lush. It could also be the lighting though. It is just sunrise, so we're kind of bathed in this gentle glow by the sun. Honestly, it is a pretty beautiful world. It's very simple, but there's something undeniably charming about these bouncy little critters. I feel like it's the type of game that would be great to unwind to. Just sit back and watch everything bloom and evolve. You know, it'd probably be a good idea for us to place down some more of these stones too. I just remembered that we need the stones nearby the wheat because they seem to like these a bit more. So let's place some stones up here, right along the cliffside, and we'll see if that helps increase our wheat population. I suppose we could even help it along. Now that we've unlocked the wheat, we can actually place it down ourselves too. Yeah, this seems to be a pretty good spot for the wheat. And as long as it's next to the stones, it seems to be quite happy. So we'll go ahead and place some more wheat right there. And now let's see if we can finally introduce these chickens. Let's see what the numbers say. I mean, it's not terrible over here. It's still not their favorite biome, but the environment says it's pretty good. It's a suitable biome too, up to 100%, and there's no disliked species here. But if we start moving them this way next to the trees, you can see that the environment status drops pretty dramatically. So I think we're going to have to set up our little chickens right over here next to the wheat and the stones. And I guess we'll just see how they do. The highest I can get it up to is about 60-something%. Ooh, wait a second, this is even better. Oh, it's practically 100% over here, all across the board. So let's plop down our chickens right here. I think we needed 3 chickens to complete the task. Excellent. So our chicken farm is complete, and it unlocked us another one of those rocks too. Maybe the wheat will prefer those rocks better. It must be like a larger variety. I guess we could always go ahead and just place one down right here. And I just realized, those are not chickens, those are eggs. Oh, so just like we read, our little chickens are going to hatch from eggs. Oh my goodness. I wonder how long that's going to take. Well, let's just stay zoomed in right here. Oh, so we can see the birth of our very first baby chickens. Onyx the chicken, what a menacing name for a little baby chick. And Lulu, oh, that is adorable. Onyx and Lulu. Now we're just waiting on you, little one. Harley the chicken. Oh, and it's a different color as well. I wonder what sort of colors we can get for the chickens. Let's go into the selective breeding just to see. The natural color seems to be this almost off-white. And the brown is another natural color too. But we could give them the gold color. Oh, then they would be like little yellow chicks. There's nothing particularly special in here, like the sheep of the bounciness. And speaking of which, how are our little sheepy buddies doing? I'm sure Ellie has probably passed away by now, but it looks like the sheep are still thriving. In fact, it almost seems like the population may have decreased a little bit, maybe to a more manageable state. Oh, look at that, it even says what generation we're on. So Newton is part of generation 4 of our sheep. Ah, and Jamie. It looks like Jamie may have had a little baby too. Waddles the sheep. Oh, how perfect now that we've just introduced our chickens. Did they actually already lay an egg? Yes, they did. Gus. Oh, Gus. Oh, this is all moving so fast. Well, I guess that means we made a pretty good place for our chickens after all then. And they are all on the move. Where are you guys even going? Up on the cliff sides? Maybe they preferred this area then? Yeah, I was a little bit concerned that this would be too close to the trees, especially if they start to spread. So it's good to know that they're taking matters into their own beaks. It looks like we may have completed another task. Cashing in. Well, that was about the points. So it was one of the things that just kind of worked in the background. We've earned over 500 points per minute now. So every single time we add a different creature into the world, it increases the amount of points that we receive per minute. So these chickens have been an excellent help. They've unlocked us some brand new brownstones. I wonder if those work exactly the same? It's just a different kind of color, but they would probably still help the wheat grow. We'll go ahead and place them right next to this giant mound of a stone that we have by our chickens. Maybe they'll appreciate that too. Now, why don't we go ahead and try to evolve some of our birch trees? That was something else that was on the list. That one's getting a little bit too old, but this one should do the trick. We need about 3,000 points for the red maple tree. The only question is, what sort of environment do we need? Oh, it needs a red color trait first, and it needs to be at a higher altitude too. Interesting. So maybe we should start planting some birch trees up here, right on top of this hill, and then we'll see if we can alter the color as well. Let's go ahead and plop one right up here. Unfortunately, the grass isn't spread quite as far. I wonder if right here will be high enough then? Let's see what it says. I don't think it is. I think this would probably be checked off if it was. So that's too bad. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us how high we actually are when we're placing down the plants. I suppose there's always a possibility that this could spread though, so we might as well still try to alter the color. The red is quite expensive though. Oh, maybe this isn't something we can do right away. So I think what I might do is keep playing this game for a little while until we have enough points to actually start evolving some of our trees. Or at least enough points to alter the genes a little bit through selective breeding. Maybe then we'll have enough points to actually consider altering our animals a little bit more too. Of course, we'll have to find our chosen family. Waddles, there he is, a direct relative of Elliot himself. So hopefully he's still one of the bounciest sheep in the land. Now this guy seems to have lost his bouncy powers, so let's go ahead and tick that up a little bit too. Ooh, by 5% this time. Yeah, we definitely have enough DP for that. Our sheep could always use a little bit more bounce. Oh my gosh, and I just realized how many chickens we have over here. Oh my goodness. How many eggs did you guys lay? Yeah, no kidding. A 126% population density? Oh my gosh, we seriously need some predators in here to even the score a little bit. I wonder if any of our new tasks are going to help us unlock somebody who could maybe take out a few of these chickens. The sheep seem to have calmed down since the previous episode. They've kind of evened themselves out. So I don't know, maybe the chickens will do the same after a while, but that is one serious population boom. Maybe we gave them a little bit too much wheat to eat after all. Well, for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!